Hello, good afternoon, our wonderful viewers. Welcome to yet another edition of the mind. Thank you. We're going to have surgery of the mind through the topic that we have for you today. But before we go to the topic, let me just introduce them.
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Tole Harrington, and I'm glad to be here.
Wow.
Thank you, Dorcas.
Over there, the lovely Wonder.
The usual
Say hi.
Hello.
For Thursday. It doesn't matter what we have gone through during the week, but we are here to enjoy coffee at Yenu Cafe. It's really so nice. You must have time. How have you been?
Oh, I've been fine.
Okay.
Festive season.
Happy holidays to you, our viewers. We hope you're
Oh.
enjoying the coffee, even as you are enjoying the holidays, whether it's at home or work.
Yeah.
Who is Mr. Tole before we talk about the topic?
Been dreams
Yes.
and setting goals,
Yeah.
and I think it's somebody that is afraid of nothing.
Wow.
I have no fear in my
He's not
vocabulary.
afraid of anything.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not afraid of anything
Wow.
at all. Yeah.
You
Yes.
don't need to.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And also, well, I'm a teacher by profession. I did my university training in teaching secondary.
Yeah.
I'm also a counselor. Yeah. And I'm a trainer for, I think, quite a number of.
Wow.
Yes.
He's an amazing person. Do find time to visit him whenever you can see him for the services that he offers. And so today we are going to talk about the power of the mind, including the COVID issue.
Yeah.
But we are praying that what we'll discuss through our topic of the power of the mind, that you just get enlightenment, you get inspired, you just be a better you after today's coffee.
Exactly.
So talking of the topic today, the power of the mind, could you just explain to the viewers what the
Saying that what you see with your eyes, it's something that you believe.
yeah.
Okay, but what you hear may not be what is exactly there.
Yes.
All right. You may hear a particular sound of an animal, but that may not be the actual animal unless you've seen it with your eyes.
Yes.
So when you're talking about the mind is a powerful tool, you know, that is able to create pictures, it's able to create imaginations, it's able to create things that you may not even see with your eyes. Okay, so that is how powerful the mind is.
Wow.
Yeah, you can be afraid. For example, I'll tell you, Dorcas, behind that door there's a very vicious lion.
Yeah.
And the moment I tell you that, you will not want to go beyond that door. Why?
Yes.
Because the ideas actually form. Yes.
So God will not allow your ideas to just trespass your mind.
No.
They are meant to be processed.
They are meant to be
And this
processed.
is where most of us miss it. Because of what somebody said to us at the beginning of the year. They
Yes.
said very negative words.
Yes.
Then came COVID, there was the lockdown, you couldn't access certain people. So how can they use their minds to get back to where they were in case they might have experienced some loss?
Yeah. I think firstly, you know, like you said, the mind is a powerful tool. You first of all have to think of what you're feeding your mind.
Yeah.
Is it the movies that you are watching? So whatever you put in the mind, that is what is going to reflect in your lifestyle.
Wow.
Okay. So I think like you said, if somebody could have started your year with negative thoughts, they would have put so much fear in you.
Yes.
You know, about how 2020 is going to be and how it's going to end. That all lies in your mind. And if you find yourself not wanting to perform certain tasks, not wanting to achieve certain things because you are fearful. Yeah. So the mind has to be captured. The mind has to be tamed. The mind has to be controlled. And you are the person that is responsible for controlling your mind.
Yeah, possible to lose your mind, but you have your mind.
Well, I thank you so much, Wanda. I think, you know, people that say I've lost my mind, they are very right.
Yeah.
When you say you've lost your mind, it means you've lost the ability to control yourself.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Okay? But you have not lost it. You've lost the ability, you
Yeah.
know? So that is what maybe that could mean. But you still have the power within you, you know, to control your mind and your ideas and your thoughts. And that may not be a situation where you just sit and say, okay, now I have control over my mind.
Yeah.
No.
It takes a deep understanding of what is it that I'm fearful about.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I want to achieve in this year, for example? What am I fearful that I may not be able to achieve? What are the things that worry me so much about this year? So it's only when you bring them to light, that is when you'll be able to also work on your mind. Yeah, so the mind is a very powerful tool, very, very powerful tool, and therefore it's also one of the antidotes to success. Very important antidote to success, actually. Yeah, and maybe why do we say so? You find that if you're going to set your mind, to want to achieve something, say before the end of this year, I want to be able to start up a business. Be able to project you in such a way that you find yourself working towards starting up that business.
Your business.
And then as you are setting up your mind, you have to think about what are the things you are going to be putting in to nurture your mind. So the mind has to be nurtured.
Yes. Oh yes.
It has to be nurtured. It's not just that thought.
Yes.
Okay, that's why we say the power of the mind. Because you find that if you're going to buy books that are going to talk about entrepreneurship, then you are actually nurturing your mind.
Oh yes.
Then you are helping the mind to bring forth.
So you have to invest in the. You're supposed to buy books on painting.
Exactly.
So you have to be specific with what you're buying, so that you nurture your mind in the right way.
Exactly.
Now, wonder what has
The way he's explaining the mind and all that,
Yes.
it's bringing me to an understanding that every human being is a tripartite being.
Yeah.
Is a three-in-one person.
Yeah.
It's a body,
Yes.
soul, and spirit.
Yeah.
So in fact, you are a body that has the soul part of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the same way that you take care of your body, you have to eat well, you have to take care of your body, and you have to eat nutritious food so that your skin looks okay. For the ladies, we put in a lot of money even to look good.
Exactly.
We have to do makeup, we have to do hair,
like
after our bodies so well.
Exactly.
But when it comes to looking after your spirit and your soul, how you'll be longing forward to even see anything, whatever you find in the kitchen, you put in your mouth because you're soul. And your success has to start with your mind, which is in the soul. And you're not feeding it anything. Imagine how when you're not feeding your... So that's somehow how nasty even your brains, your minds are if they're not nurtured. So you can set up goals, and we need to nurture our minds. There are certain things that we need to do in the same way that you need to put, even your mind needs the same attention so that you can succeed in the way that you want to succeed. If it's in business, entrepreneurship, if it's in whatever that you want to do, you need to ensure that your mind is healthy.
To someone who is going through issues of insecurities, they don't feel safe to be around people. They say, maybe me, I'm least educated. Realize that everything they are talking about is just right here. It's not in the other person. It's just right in.
A wonder said.
Yeah.
Say, sometimes when you're walking around, you're taking a walk or you're listening to music or whatever you're doing, you may not know unconsciously.
Oh yes.
Okay. Now you discover that when you get home, you just find yourself humming to a song that, well, how did I just start humming to this song?
Actually, the mind is both conscious and
But unconsciously, there are certain things that the mind, grasps. Yeah. So that's why in a situation like that, when somebody is facing all those things, it may be that they would have started to feel that maybe, I can't make it because in my family people don't make it, or I can't make places. So it starts with a person sitting down.
He's saying, sit down with yourself.
Yes.
It's a very good therapy for the mind.
Yes, so you sit down with yourself, and when we say sitting down with yourself, it can be in your marriage, it can be in your business, it can be in your career. What are the setbacks that you faced?
Yes.
Why do you think that could have been the cause of your setback? Then now you look at how did you contribute towards that setback.
So when you're looking at how did you contribute, don't go process.
So when you say, how did I contribute? There's also an element where you say, it's not a situation that causes you to react, but it's the things that, the ideas and the thoughts that you have. Okay? So when we say, how did I contribute, it means, how did you decide to react to it? Exactly.
Because you are the one who's got the power.
Yes.
Someone can splash you water. Maybe they are driving, then they splash you water. It's up to you to add the meaning to it. You are in control. With you. What meaning are you adding to circumstances that happen in your life?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes. Very important. Probably you had attached a negative meaning towards your situation, and then that is the end of the situation.
Like there's always a positive side.
Yes.
Even to the worst situation.
Yes, there is a positive side. Yes. There's somebody that once said, driver, why did you delay to take me to the bus station? But when I got to discover that that bus was actually hijacked and did not go to where I was supposed to go, I called all the people I shouted at and I said thank you for saving my life.
Wow.
But before that it was, look at what you've done. So the meaning that we give certain situations. Yeah, so when you sit down with yourself, like we said, then you have to look at what are those challenges that you faced, and then how did you react, or what meaning did you give to those situations?
So it's even possible that your mind can control the people who come into your life.
Yes.
There's no way someone can impose. You just become wasted emotionally, because some people don't have good intentions towards you. Some people just come there to destroy your dreams. So you have to be sharp in what you're doing. You don't have to be a prophet to discern. Like, you have to understand the strength in your mind, right?
Exactly.
And we all born different.
Yes.
Or our minds are the same?
Well, we would not say our minds are the same, but we have the same power to control each and everyone's mind. Okay, individually you have the power to control your mind.
So now when he says you have to understand here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we are saying you have to control your mind, the mind is like it's like a remote.
Not a telepath, no.
Well, it's like a remote. Let me use a remote. Okay. When you're seated behind the TV set, okay, you may decide to turn to a channel, and then if you don't want to watch that channel, you definitely go back to the remote and change the TV station. So the mind is just like that.
Yeah.
When you begin to set boundaries for your mind, when you begin to set filters for your mind, say, for me, to divert my focus today. Okay, that is you taking control over your mind. That means if anyone is going to come and tell you, hey, today you don't look fine, you're going to do what? Today I planned, I'm not going to allow anyone to change my day. You planned to move in your day. If you don't want to listen to negative vibes, they call them, you find yourself when there's some music that you don't like, you're managing your day despite the storm. You could take it and then read it even if you're in the bus. Okay?
And it makes you better.
Exactly. So what we are saying is that when you begin to set boundaries, when you begin to set filters for your mind, meaning you don't allow your mind to digest anything that it comes across.
Yeah. So I've seen also that peer pressure has got strength on the mind, that people fail to realize that like peer pressure is a stronghold in the mind.
Start living another person's life. Back your own.
Yeah.
So how can you help someone who's going through peer pressure?
Okay. Peer pressure could actually be negative and positive.
Yes.
But in the aspect, let's talk about the negative side.
It's the negative side.
Okay. So when you're looking at the negative peer pressure, firstly you have to understand that each and every person, say we're a team and we agree to do that act, you've robbed the bank, and then the police come through and they get to shoot down one person. The others will escape.
Yes.
Now that person that has been shot will actually die.
Yes.
And then it will not be a thing that you can rewind. So that
you
is what
on friend's nose.
Exactly. So that is what we need to understand and
like that.
and respect, to say, in as much as you are in a group, in as much as your friends want to do drugs, your friends want you to do any negative ailment.
Individual.
Yeah. So you have to respect that first. And then secondly, also, you need to think about what are the things that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Because as they say that the people that you hang out with would define who you are. But of course, we would not want to say that if you are helping people that are drug abusers and so on, then you are a drug abuser. We're basically saying where they begin to control you, they begin to take you back.
You even forget to go home where family needs you. You forget the most important things in life.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you also have to realize to say what is the good that is going to come out of this. Okay, when you begin to see when you begin to realize that sometimes the peer pressure that people go through or the peer pressure that you would accept or that you would allow would not bring any good to you, then you'll be able to realize that it is not actually something to waste your efforts on.
So is it even possible for a nation to have a mind? A nation, is it possible that they can have a mind? When you're talking about unity, upholding the peace, is it reflecting that we have one mind?
Yes.
And they have power of the mind as a nation?
Exactly. When you're talking about a mind now, you're bringing it to a nation.
Yes.
That means that it is how they have agreed to give meaning to certain situations.
Yeah.
We'll give an example. If you're going to talk about national unity,
yes.
It would start with people agreeing to it. Say, okay, we are going to live together as one. People coming together, even in a family. I'll give an example of two people that would say, yes,
from different families.
No, let's be together.
Yeah. Okay,
so when you say let's be together, it means they have agreed, despite the things that surround them. They have agreed to compromise. They have agreed to give up certain desires just so that the two of them could be one. Yes. Yeah. So it's true and it's possible that a nation could have a mind, and that is how people behave or perceive certain things. Yeah.
Because I see that when you have oneness in mind as a nation, issues of selfishness, you always think about others, then it's working in line with one mindset. Even the man that God created us to be. Yeah. So it's really amazing how the mind can just make you a better person. How about systems? Like when you go for work, you find systems already existing.
Yeah.
And those systems sometimes want to change your mindset. So don't allow certain systems to define what your mind is. And that's what makes a competent worker. That's what makes a happy worker. Even when you are being left out on certain things, just talk to your mind. I know my mind is burning in the places of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said, there are systems that people would find.
Yeah.
Systems are laid up policies and governing authorities.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, basically it's how you're going to allow that system to move. If the system says you only wake up to 8 hours, for example, and then you feel you could work extra hours. Well,
open up a
it's
an evening coffee thing.
Exactly.
Even coffee in the night is tasty.
So you could always make yourself available and do that. I mean, if it's break time or you're on lunch break, you could get a book. Something that to motivate you, something that could help you do better in that particular workplace. So what we're simply saying is that find joy in what you are doing, even if the systems may not be as you expect.
So in just winding up, we start with Wanda. What are your closing remarks?
In closing, I would say, like I was saying, that you are a tripartite being.
Yeah.
Your spirit needs spiritual food, which is the word of God, fellowship, being found in the presence of God, and all that, which is your mind, equally needs to be fed in order for it to function at the level that is expected of you. So the music, as he was saying, because it goes direct to your soul, and you watch right things if it's movies, because to your mind. So make sure you know what you're watching is something in line with your goals.
Yeah.
Make sure what you are reading is something in line with what you want to achieve in life. Make sure what you are availing your ears to hear is something that is going to build the right thing in order for our mind, our soul to be strong, and it will help us achieve what we want to achieve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Tole,
Okay.
closing.
All right. I think what I can emphasize is the power of the mind, and that is what begins to influence how we behave and how we perceive certain things.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we watch our minds and we're able to cannot achieve, provided it has opened up to that particular issue.
Yeah.
So great things with the mind.
Right. Thank you so much for coming to the holidays.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, coffee has become. Oh, okay. I was enjoying the coffee.